What does it mean to not have a good experience at a convention? Were you waiting for hours in a line only to meet a celebrity that was reluctant to look you in the eye? Perhaps you got in the hustle and bustle of crowds and couldn't find your way around. Maybe you couldn't handle the stench of that one guy buying magic cards for the 20th time. Thankfully, that was not my experience at all at Sonic Expo 2025 in Dallas. Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Cohen-MC. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me at my channel. Hey, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about this video coming up as I get to talk to you guys about my awesome experience at Sonic Expo 2025. Alright, so full transparency, I am a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan. You can't really see it in the camera, but I've got a light over here in the back, and I've got a few Sonic merch kind of on my little shelf because I've been playing Sonic the Hedgehog, no kidding, ever since I was a little kid. One of the first video games I ever got was Sonic, and so last year my wife got me tickets to the Sonic Expo in Dallas. And well, it's actually more in Mesquite, but you get my point. And I loved it, and so I decided to go again this year, and I wanted to kind of tell you guys about my experience and what happened, and I just loved it. It was pretty awesome. So hey, you guys let me know in the comments what your favorite video game character is, and if you would go to a convention for them or not. With that out of the way, let's begin. Alright, so I went for 2 of the 3 days of the convention. I went Friday and Saturday. I just wasn't available to go Sunday, unfortunately. I went Friday with my friend Trenton, who is a pretty decent con goer. He is he loves the artist alleys and all that like I do, so we went and got some cool prints and stuff. So I want to tell you about my experience Friday and then my experience Saturday. So we were in the Mesquite Convention Center. It's attached directly to a hotel in Mesquite, Texas. And it was a pretty fun convention. First thing I want to tell you guys, it was not a gargantuan convention. This wasn't Fan Expo or Comic-Con or really any of your, like a lot of your DreamHacks or your anime conventions are usually bigger than this one. If I had to guesstimate, Friday looked like it only had about 500-600 people, somewhere around there. Saturday, though, easily triple that, could have maybe even quadruple it. It easily felt like it was in the thousands range, because naturally that's when all of the stuff was going on. So when we went Friday, we went and got a few prints and stuff, and I want to tell you about my experience Friday. So for context, last year I had the wonderful opportunity to meet Ian Hanlon, the voice for Shadow in Sonic Prime. He also voices some incredible stuff. He's in a whole bunch of games and he's in commercials. He's just really, really cool. And I got the awesome opportunity to meet him and talk to him about my heart to become a voice actor. He gave me some really encouraging words. And so when I got to the meet and greet on that Friday, I wasn't sure if he would remember me. And immediately he pointed to me and was like, "Hey, I remember you from last year." And that just really warmed up my heart. I got to chit chat with him and have a good time. We kind of shot the breeze a little bit, and he just kind of re-encouraged me in my voice acting career. And so, hey, now we're here. I'm in front of a microphone. Let's go. And that was wonderful. Every single one of the voice actor celebrities seemed very nice. They were all very kind to the fans. And look, here's the deal. Us Sonic fans, we can be a little weird. We can be a little crazy, and yet they had so much grace. They were so kind. The handlers were really cool, helping them out. I'm forgetting that, man, I forgot how expensive it is to take a photo with somebody or take a video with somebody, because it was decently expensive. That was kind of the only thing. But in my opinion, it was well worth it, because Ian actually signed a print. I'm going to grab that real quick. He actually signed this print that he had right here, and it was pretty cool. It says, from one voice actor to another, see you in the booth. And I thought that was really awesome. So that was fun. The Friday one didn't have as much to do in terms of the exhibitions. The GameApologist was there, which was really cool. I'm going to link his YouTube channel down below. That was kind of fun. He did this thing where he basically tried to find the good in everything in Sonic games, no matter what, which is hilarious because it's Sonic games. So yeah, the GameApologist basically would get Sonic fans to get up there and ask him ways to take bad aspects of a Sonic game and spin it into something good. And the best was when a fan got up there and mentioned Sonic the Dark Brotherhood soundtrack. Like, not the game, the soundtrack, which is not good. It's on a DS, it's bad quality, it's just a terrible soundtrack. And he was able to spin it. It's so crazy. He was able to find something good in that. So shout out to the GameApologist. So from there, my buddy Trenton and I, we went and just checked out the vendors. I will say this about Sonic the Hedgehog vendors. This is what it was this year and last year. I don't think I saw a single table that didn't have at least one item that I wanted. In other words, every vendor had at least one thing that I wanted because they were just awesome. The art and the prints were legit. They had these cool creative keychains and stickers and all that. It just was a blast. I loved it, and I highly recommend, if you like any form of Sonic art, Sonic Expo is the way to go. From there, we pulled up to the gaming room, so I'll elaborate a little bit more on that in a little bit, but Trenton and I, we just played some video games, played some Sonic Riders. That was awesome. The gaming room had a mixture of current Sonic games and past Sonic games. It also had a bunch of PS5s. You could play some Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Had Switch for some Smash Bros. And it had a bunch of Sonic games. They were hosting the first round of the Sonic Crossworlds tournament, so that was pretty cool. I didn't enter it or anything. I'm not very good at Sonic Crossworlds yet. I'm getting good. Just you wait. Watch yourself. From there, they had some cool backdrops to take some photos with. Friday wasn't really like my intricate day. That was me just really wanting to meet Ian and just seeing if there was any cool prints, because I knew it would be lower attendance. Now, Saturday, that's where it was at. I took my buddy David, and he's never been to a convention before, ever. This is the first time he's ever gone to a convention of any kind, and he's a huge Sonic fan, major Sonic fan. He's probably knows more than I do. So we pull up, immediately we book it to the voice actor Q&A, and that was a blast. A lot of times Q&As will get fans to get up there with a microphone to ask them questions. This time around they did a QR code. I'll admit, while I do like the fan interaction, I do agree with their desire to have it be a QR code. And it was a lot of questions to get through, and they were able to get through more questions as a result. That was fun. They last minute brought on 2 voice actors from the Sonic OVA movie, which to me was the funniest thing. I thought that was awesome, and that just was a pleasant surprise. They were very kind. They had fun and creative answers, and it was just a good time. From there, we went straight from there to check out Balena Productions' sneak peek on his most recent video. And for those of you who don't know, Balena Productions, I'm going to link them in the description. He is a YouTuber for, since OG YouTube, who's been making just fun Sonic content. And he's got some solid animation skills. And he's also a good writer. We got to see a sneak peek at his video, and it was funny. It was just good writing. It was clever. It was cool. And we all laughed and had a good time. Just overall very fun. I think they had some technical difficulties at the beginning, but I mean, none of us cared. We were all just hanging out and just in the exhibition hall. I will say this was a critique I had, though, because it was the convention center in Mesquite. The convention center in Mesquite is designed to where it's basically one giant narrow hallway connected to a bunch of the rooms. So if you wanted to line up for the next event, you had to leave, and you had to leave and get in a line, but sometimes that line would end up outside. Thankfully the weather wasn't that bad, but I can imagine if you have had any other bad weather, it would have been a miserable time, especially if you're in cosplay. I get why they did it. I wasn't mad. I actually really appreciate the volunteers and the staff. They were very kind, and they all wanted to be there. Shout out to Jalen and Hollow. If you guys are watching this video, thank you for the awesome interaction I got to have with you guys, because they were just all very nice. Very cool staff. Everybody wanted to be there. It was just really fun. So after that, we went and checked out some more of the vendors, and again, got some cool stuff. I got a Shadow the Hedgehog mouse keypad, and mouse cover. I can't wordify today. I got some cool stuff, and so did my buddy David. He got to talk to some of the comic book writers and illustrators. It was just really cool. He was learning how to navigate the hallways, the walkways. I'm like always moving through people, so the poor dude, he was kind of like, "Right up, going." I was like, oh, go through. Excuse me, pardon me. From there, we played more video games. You got to play more video games. Another thing I didn't mention. The video game area had both Sonic 06, as in on a PS3, and Sonic P06, which was the remake one that the fans have been making. It had a bunch of cool stuff. There's a group remaking Sonic Rush, it looks like, and that looked really cool on the big screen. They had some indie games pulled up, Sonic Crossworlds Tournament, like I said earlier. They had Sonic Fighters for the GameCube, and I played David in that, and he beat me. And he kept beating me, and I was like, I didn't know what to do with myself. This dude was clobbering me. We played some Smash Bros. He beat me in some Smash Bros. One thing that did bum me out a little bit was that that last year when I went, they let you kind of grab some controllers. So if more than 2 people want to play Smash Bros, you could do that. But they didn't do that this time around. I think that was just the time that I had got there. They were hosting some tournament stuff, and so I think they were trying to hold on to controllers. That's fine. That's their decision. That wasn't anything world-ending. Just kind of, bummed me out. And then I played some Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the OG GameCube, and my buddy David whooped me in that too. Man, I was like, I don't know how to feel about myself, but it was a blast. Overall, I loved the setup of the game room area, the tables lining the video games, everybody hanging out, having fun. That was a good time. Next up, we pulled up to the Artist Alley, and that was this area where all of these people had donated art to be purchased in auction style, basically, and it would go to charity. I don't remember what the charity was. Somebody in the comments, let me know what it was, but it was fire art. I mean, it was every single one of them had everybody going, ooh, ah. I normally can't sit still and just stare at art, but I sat still and stared at art for a solid 20 minutes. That's how good this stuff was. It was very, very impressive. Then they had these really cool backdrops you could take photos in. If you're a cosplayer, all the cosplayers were pulling up there, taking photos. I took some photos for them once or twice. It was a good time. And then I got to be interviewed by Vinod. I'm so sorry if I said your YouTube name wrong. Sorry, man. I'm going to leave you in the description. He was doing some interview stuff for some people, and he interviewed David and I on our thoughts on Shadow the Hedgehog, the game. That was a good time. David and I got to nerd out a little bit. So, yeah, you guys should check out that interview when he posts it. I don't know, as of uploading, I don't know if he'll post that yet or not. I'm not sure, but either way, check his YouTube out. He's so nice. He's very fun, and that was pretty cool. So, really good time. Like I mentioned, all the art and stuff, and the backdrops were cool. I don't think I've even been to bigger conventions that had a room for you to take photos in, because I've been to like Fan Expo. I went Rooster Teeth at RTX. I went to that, and if you wanted to do something like that, they maybe had like a 360 camera thing, which was cool, but you usually have to pay for it. The fact that these guys had these really cool Sonic the Hedgehog backdrops was awesome. I think more conventions should do that, honestly. And I just had a great time with that. The one thing I really wish I could have gone to, I really wish I could have gone to the concert. I didn't get to go. They had sold out of the tickets before I could go. I mean, I should have seen that coming. I mean, Crush 40, where the head guy for Crush 40 was going to be there, and apparently it was awesome. I'm going next year for sure. I will say that was one thing that bummed me out. So the reason why I didn't get my ticket, and I'm not blaming Sonic Expo for me being too late, they didn't communicate extremely well about, hey, by the way, tickets are going to sell out. I think I saw an Instagram post after the tickets had sold out, like, oh yeah, they're sold out, by the way. And I remember being like, what the heck? How would I have known? And so that kind of sucked. I think, honestly, my only critique is, I think Sonic Expo should, as it keeps growing, it should look into being in a different event center. I mean, hey, I'm not going to sit here and Monday morning quarterback, but it's growing. You know, that's the fruit of that success. It looked like fun. It was a good time, and people showed up, and that's what was cool. Cosplays were fire. It was a good time. And yeah, the lines to the celebrities were a little long, but that's always the case, right? At one point, the volunteers had to like kind of cut off the lines a little bit to help with flow. But again, that's not the fault of the volunteers. The obstacle that they were running into was the room they were in. You had, in one room, you had the food distributors, the content creator meet and greet, the vendors, and the voice actor meet and greets. And the room wasn't small, but it wasn't that big. I think the convention could benefit well from a bigger facility. That's be my only thing. Other than that, it was awesome. It was a fantastic time. I hope to go again. So that's been my thoughts on the Sonic Expo for Dallas 2025. Hope you guys enjoyed that, hearing my voice and seeing all this cool B-roll footage I got. I'm not going to lie, I may or may not have just grabbed my phone and spontaneously started filming. So sorry guys, I promise I'll get better at filming. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, because I've just recently started this YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting all the time. Can't wait to hang out with you guys. So stay nerdy, stay frosty. Talk to you guys later.